So, like I mentioned in my previous video, today I want to talk about the darker moments of manifestation. I want to talk about what manifestation really is. Because I have noticed that a lot of people think manifestation is just some woo woo thing, some child's play thing, some magical fairy tale thing that we all live, like in a delusional world. It is so far from it. Like, I know social media has made it seem to be something happy, where where it's all rainbows and butterflies and, angels singing with angel numbers and all of that. No, no. That's what manifestation has been portrayed to. Manifestation is anger, frustration, anxiety, and sadness when persisting in an outcome that you want to experience while others around you are constantly reminding you and reinforcing and reaffirming the outcome that you want to shift away from, that you want to change, that you want to reshape. Okay, and to those of you who think that manifestation is so easy, because it's just thinking, it's just affirming, like, oh yeah, life is so easy. You just have to think your way into any situation, into any outcome. First of all, yes, that's exactly it. And second of all, try it. Oh, please try it. Please try it. Test it out. If you think that persisting and affirming an outcome that you want to experience for yourself or with somebody is so easy while the 3D of the complete opposite is in your face daily, please try it. Please try it for yourself and show us how easy it is. Because when we're manifesting something that is smaller in our head, in our perception, it's not such a big of a deal to us. We're not so attached to that outcome. We're not so attached to it with our hearts. So it's like there's less resistance, there's less opposing thoughts, there's less intrusive thoughts. Ergo, it's easier to manifest it. But when we're manifesting something that's bigger in our perception and we're attached to it more, it's closer to our heart, then it gets harder because you have constant resistance towards the outcome that you actually want to manifest. You have constant opposing thoughts. You have constant intrusive thoughts, intrusive images that you don't want, that don't serve you. But it's that ego mind that's wanting to keep you in the familiar, that's playing tricks on you. I remember this one time I was at the gym and I was worried about something. Like, I was stressed about this one thing. And I remember, like, I kept affirming and affirming and affirming and just reminding myself that, hey, everything will be fine. Like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And I was at the gym and I was doing my thing, and I forgot about that, what I was stressing over. And then I got on the treadmill and I was listening to music and my mind was like, hey, didn't I stress over something? Like, wasn't I supposed to worry about something? And then I remembered what I was worrying about. Like, it's a constant battle. To persist in an outcome that you want is a battle. And that is not talked about enough in this community. There are a lot of struggles when we're manifesting. And there's a lot of coaches that are going to tell you, oh, it's not a process. Oh, it's not a journey. Just decide. Manifestation is instant. I actually hate that statement. I hate the statement, manifestation is instant. Not because manifestation is not instant, but because of how people interpret that statement and how coaches are not explaining that statement when they tell you manifestation is instant. Because my clients, all of my clients, and a lot of people who just, I talk about, manifestation wise, they tell me, if manifestation is instant, then why am I waiting? Why hasn't it showed up yet? What am I doing wrong? Everybody thinks because of that statement that they're doing something wrong. And then they question themselves and they drive themselves crazy. Manifestation is not instant in that sense. So stop telling people that manifestation is instant, or at least explain it. Explain what you mean. Manifestation is instant up here. You're manifesting it instantly up here because that quantum field exists, that reality exists. What you are manifesting, what you are experiencing, what you are manifesting, what you want to experience, that reality exists right now. But your 3D is the one that needs to catch up. Your 3D is the one that's lagging a little bit, just like I thought of this when I was on live, with my private group from my course. I literally said, like, okay, this live, it has a little bit of a delay. So I asked, what's 2 plus 2? A minute later, I got the answer. It's 4. So there's always a little bit of a delay in everything in your 3D. There's always a little bit of a delay. So no, manifestation is not instant in the 3D. And even instant manifestations of like, oh, I just thought of him and 2 hours later he called me or she called me. They called me. It was fast, but it wasn't instant. So don't think you're doing something wrong because you hear people saying manifestation is instant. Just decide, just assume it and let it go. It's not that easy, especially nowadays when, people have ADHD, people have anxiety, they're anxiety driven. It's not easy to persist because of everything what's going on in our life, in our everyday life, with your own mind, inside of your own mind and outside of you. So it's going to be a struggle sometimes, and that is okay. And why people think it's not okay is because it's not talked about enough. Like this human part of this whole journey has been demonized. Instead of making people feel good, they're making people feel like, because people think, oh, it's not okay to wait. It's not okay to be impatient. It's not okay to be anxious and frustrated because of all of this. It is absolutely okay. And I'm going to tell you firsthand that it's okay because I myself have anxiety. I'm stressed out for a lot of things that I have manifested and that I am manifesting right now. Everything that I have manifested, including my boyfriend back, I have manifested through anxiety, through frustration and sadness and anger. But I know how to handle it. I utilize that. I utilize and use and harness every emotion, feeling that I have to my advantage. Every. So, no, there's no such thing as negative emotion. There's no such thing as anything good or bad or whatever. It's our perception, it's how we label things that make it how we seem it to be. You have to remember that a lot of people who come into this manifestation community, who start learning about manifestation, they come into it because for some reason, whatever reason, they're at this lower point in their life. And again, it's not that everybody is like that, but a lot of people, and including myself, again, I was also at a lower point in my life when I really started taking law of assumption, manifestation seriously, and transitioned from the law of attraction to the law of assumption. And a lot of my clients are like that as well. They come to me or tell me that they, came into the manifestation community because of some lower point in their life. So whether it's health wise, whether it's, dealing with losing a loved one or, a romantic partner or money or job, whatever it is, somebody is always dealing with something. And everybody's circumstance is their biggest problem because you might be going through the same thing as somebody else, but you guys are not going to be handling it the same way. That other person might be handling it way worse than you are, or even better than you are. But that's why it's so important to not compare yourself to a coach or to anybody else, because let me tell you something. Coaches, they don't live these perfect lives as it seems to be online. Please remember that social media is a way that people can portray themselves to be how they want to appear to be. And they have every right to do so. But I need you to use your brain and use your mind and to realize that social media is just 1%. It's just a glimpse of what is actually going on behind the scenes for them as well. So just because you know of these principles, of these concepts of conscious manifestation, of these principles of reality, does not mean that you're gonna have perfect life. Life is gonna have its ups and downs. Life is gonna happen, and knowing these laws, these concepts, is not about controlling every outcome of your life. You are always in control. Don't get me wrong, you are. But you're not always in control of what is going to happen next. But what you are in control is how you're going to handle it, what you're going to do next with that, what you know. Are you going to dwell in it and sink further down, deeper, or are you going to bring it up? completely change the course of that circumstance, come out even better and happier and stronger and more powerful and satisfied than you were before it happened. You have the power to do that. I myself did not come into this community, did not start learning and taking this seriously because I wanted to put on pink sunglasses and make everything picture perfect. Life is not always going to be picture perfect. And that is okay. Life was never meant to be picture perfect. Life has its ups and downs. Life has contrast, yin yang. Like there's always polarity, law of polarity. There's always going to be something that you're going to have to navigate through. And that is okay, especially now that you know these concepts. But don't allow other people and other content creators or coaches make you feel like just because, you have circumstances, coming in and out, that you're doing something wrong, or if you're manifesting for a longer time that you're doing something wrong. Especially if you're reading other people's success stories. Again, because you are different from other people, you can compare your circumstance to theirs, your life to theirs. You are on your own journey. You are on your own timeline. That other person is on their own journey, on their own timeline. You have your own sets of beliefs and thoughts and patterns and expectations and upbringings and cultures, traditions, everything. You have your own background behind you. That person has their own background behind you. So it doesn't make any sense to compare yourself to that person when the only thing that you have in common is the circumstance. So even if you read somebody's success story, it still doesn't matter if they got it in 3 days or affirmed once and got it. You guys are on different paths. Take it as motivation. If they did it, I can do it. If one person succeeded by manifesting what they wanted, using these concepts, using these principles, that is evidence enough that this is legit. And again, it's not just one person that did it. It's thousands, hundreds of thousands even, people who have succeeded. But to get back to what I was saying, persisting is required. You need to persist. If you want to manifest something, you need to persist in it. If you can decide and let it go, not think about it or whatever, good for you. I love that for you. But again, there's a lot of people who are not able to do so, including myself. I can't just let it go. I get obsessed with my desires. And yes, obsessed. It's okay. You're not pushing your desires away if you get obsessed, if you get desperate, as long as you're persisting in the outcome that you want to experience. You can never, ever mess it up for you. The only way you can mess it up is if you contradict your affirmations, if you persist in the undesired outcome. But as long as you persist in the desired outcome that you want to experience, raw and unapologetically, you can never mess it up, no matter how you are feeling. I promise you. Again, personal experience, and not just from myself, also from my clients. No, it's not always going to be easy. And I need you guys to realize that I need that to be normalized. I need for coaches to stop demonizing the waiting period, the anxiety and the frustration and everything that goes along with it being a human being. Just think about it. Even if you had your desire, let's say you're manifesting your SP and you want to manifest marriage with your SP, but you're frustrated, you're anxious, like, is it going to work? Da, 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 da. The day comes, you're together with your SP, you're married. You think you will never have any more issues, any more circumstances, any more arguments with your SP? The journey doesn't stop there. It never stops. As long as you are living and breathing, you are always manifesting. Always. And it is up to you to maintain that what you have manifested. So just because you are now with your SP doesn't mean that, okay, I can go back to my old ways. I mean, you can if you want to do it all over again, but it's a battle again to not react from your old self when certain arguments or triggers pop up. But it's, your decision, your control, your awareness to choose to respond from the new version of you, from your new self concept. Because you affirming, I'm with my SP, they love me, they're obsessed with me, we're married, we're in a healthy, loving relationship. That is also a form of your new self concept. So when you get that, when you manifest that, you're supposed to don't stop. You're supposed to continue. You're not a robot. You're not programmed to always be happy. Your brain is not wired to keep you happy. Your brain is wired to keep you safe and comfortable. So it's not about being always happy. It's not about being always at ease. It's about knowing how to handle those situations, how to navigate through them. And believe me, I know how difficult it can be when you're manifesting something and you're affirming something and the 3D is just right in your face. And not just 3D circumstances, but people, again, like I mentioned, around you, just reinforcing, reminding you of that circumstance that you're trying to shift away from. And, and there's no movement, no visible movement happening. But oh my God, listen to me when I tell you. I'm so serious right now. Evidence that you are looking for, the movement that you are looking for, is happening right now. It may not be happening right in front of you, but I promise you it is happening behind the scenes. What you're seeing with your two eyes, it's just a glimpse. It's a glimpse of the vastness that is reality. You persisting will bring that evidence in front of you, but you need to allow it. And you allow it by persisting in it, by sticking to it. You know how they say, what you focus on grows? And then you hear those same people tell you, just let it go, detach from the outcome, whatever. Okay, so only if I focus on the negative, that will grow and that will perpetuate. But if I focus on the good, that won't. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Use your head. Start thinking for yourself. It is okay to ask for guidance. Absolutely. But please make sure that whoever you are reaching out for guidance is relatable to you, you resonate with, shows you a dose of humanity, is not making you feel like you are doing something wrong, is not making you feel like you're not in control and that you are limited when you're not. So whether that's somebody online, whether that's somebody, from your town, your family member, your friends, whatever it is, just make sure that that person is on your level or above your level even, because there's always room to grow. I love hearing other people's, perspectives, because it's like when you think you're done learning, when you think you know everything, that you reach that perfection level of anything, not just learning, but anything, it's like basically you put up a ceiling above yourself and there's no more room to grow. There's no more room for elevation, for leveling up, for anything. Now, to me, that's boring. There's no joy in that. Nothing is wrong with you if you're feeling sad or angry or frustrated or anxious. You will manifest what you want to manifest through all those emotions. Just keep persisting. Like, I go through that. My bestie, who's a coach, she also goes through that. We talk about those things and we talk about how it's not talked about enough in the community. So I want to normalize it for you. And I want people to stop demonizing the human part of this journey. Yes, it would be amazing and wonderful if we were all just happy 24/7, with no intrusive thoughts, no anxiety, no nothing. But that's not the case in this realm, in this reality, on this planet as human beings. It's not the case. Now, I wish for you that everything that you want to manifest comes effortlessly, easily, and happily. But I want you to also have the tools to navigate when it's not like that, when it doesn't seem like that, because that was my, goal when I learned these principles. To know that even when it seems like I'm not getting what I want, when it seems like I'm like so far from the outcome that I want, I know I'm still going to get it. No matter what, I know I'm still going to get it. Just don't think that, just because you're struggling, it means that, you should stop persisting. God, no. Like I mentioned in the previous video, you need to be disciplined, not motivated. Because what I noticed is that when it gets tough and, it's like the purge is in your face, its circumstances are in your face or whatever, and you keep persisting, that outcome that you have been waiting for,
Ooh, she said waiting. We're not supposed to be waiting.
shut up. That moment, that outcome comes so fast, your head will spin. This is a skill. Consciously manifesting is a skill because what you're doing is you're not just affirming, you're literally structuring your thought patterns, your behavioral patterns, you're structuring your thoughts, you're structuring everything new in your life. And that's a skill. And just like with any other skill, you will get better. Life will get better. You will get better. Everything will get better. You got this.